Good morning. I'm going to take you guys through another sun salutation sequence, similar to yesterday, but this time we're going to have some twists in it. I think it's a little bit more beneficial to add the twists in as it moves the energy and everything around our bodies. Again, this is for a beautiful friend of mine, and I hope you enjoy. We're going to start on our backs again this morning. So coming down to our mat, lying on our backs, drawing our knees into our chest. Our left hand is on our left knee and our right hand is on our right knee. And just taking a moment here to come back to our breath. Just becoming aware of how we are breathing, how long our inhale is, how long our exhale is. And not changing any of it, just bringing our awareness to our own breath here today on the mat. I'm going to start by taking our knees in small circles. So we're rolling the lower back into the mat. Getting fluid moving through the sacrum. And then changing direction, so taking our knees in the opposite direction. Coming to meet in centre, left hand still on our left knee, right hand still on our right knee, and just drawing the knees into the chest. Again, focusing on your breath, remembering to breathe. And then we're going to slowly take our feet to the mat, so keeping our knees bent, our feet come flat on the ground. And we're just going to use our arms so it starts to come up through a seated position, and then rolling over, coming into our tabletop. So we want to make sure that our wrists, our elbows and our shoulders are in line, our knees are hip width apart and just sitting under our hips. This is our tabletop position, and we're going to move through a sequence of cat and cow. So this is following through our breath. As we inhale, we take our gaze and our hips up towards the sky. And as we exhale, we're arching our back, we're tucking our hips, and we're taking our gaze through to our navel. Inhaling, our hips and our gaze go up towards the sky. And as we exhale, tucking the hips, the gaze goes through to the navel. So you want to do these to the sequence of your own breath, inhaling to take your hips and your gaze up, and exhaling, tucking the hips, taking the gaze through to the navel. So following your breath, inhaling, gaze and hips up, and then exhaling, tucking the hips, the gaze goes through to the navel. And we'll do this one more time, a full sequence of breath. And on the base of that next exhale, we're just going to meet again in tabletop. So from here, we're going to tuck our toes. Shifting our hips back towards our toes, we'll walk our hands towards our knees, and we're going to come up into a forward fold. So gently bring the knees off the ground. We'll come to our feet, keeping our knees bent so that our hands can stay on the ground. We're going to take our feet as wide as our mat and releasing our heads forward. So keeping the knees bent, we're going to take hold of our elbows, releasing the head, the shoulders forward. We're just going to nod our head slightly for yes. Shake our head slightly for no. A little bit of release and wiggle through the shoulders. Again, remembering to breathe. With each exhale, feel a surrender. And then we're going to take our hands back down to the mat. So if you can't reach the mat with straight legs, I want you to bend your knees as much as you need to, so that your hands can be on the mat. And then walking your hands over to your left ankle, we're going to take hold of your left ankle with your right hand, keeping your knees bent. We'll take a big inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to twist and open the left hand up towards the sky. Our gaze can be up at the raised hand or down at the ankle, just finding where's comfortable for you. Noticing where you feel the stretch. And again, remembering to breathe. Breathe into the twist. On the base of that next exhale, we're going to bring the left hand back down to the mat. Walking our hands through center, we're going to take hold this time of our right ankle with our left hand. We'll take a big inhale, and as we exhale this time, we're going to twist and take the right hand up to the sky. So again, our gaze can be up at that raised hand or down at the right ankle. Just noticing what feels comfortable for you. Again, remembering your breath here. With each exhale, surrendering into the twist. And on the base of that next exhale, we're going to bring our hand back down to the mat, meeting in center. So our hands are in the middle of our mat, our knees are still bent, our heads are surrendered forward. Practice feeling the weight come forward onto your toes. And then from here we're going to inhale with a flat back, so our hands come up off the mat, they can rest on our thighs. Exhale, coming back down to the mat, bending the knees, and then we're going to roll up to standing. So we're rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae. Our head coming up last. Our hands coming up and around and down to heart center. We're just going to walk to the front of our mat. Big toes together. Heels slightly apart. Standing in Tadasana, we're going to close our eyes. Feeling the grounding of our feet into the mat. Inhaling down, grounding into the earth, and as you exhale, feeling the balance, the strength and the grounding of the earth come up through your feet, through your shins and your calves, up through your knees, your thighs, your hips, through your core, your lower back, your chest, your shoulders, all the way through to the crown of your head. Gently opening your eyes, we'll take a big inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to fold forward from our hips. Our hands come down towards the mat. We want to bend our knees as much as we need to. Inhaling to look forward with a flat back. Exhale, coming back down. We're going to step the right leg back, drop the knee, untuck the toe, and we're coming into a low lunge. So from here, we can walk the left foot forward if we need to. We want to make sure the knee is in line with the ankle, not any further. Hands come to heart center. And this is a nice stretch down our right hip flexor. So again, we're coming back to our breath. Inhaling through our nose and exhaling through our nose. And with each exhale, we're just starting to feel the muscles relax through the right hip flexor. Noticing where you're feeling the stretch. Noticing what your balance is like this morning. And on the base of that next exhale, we're going to frame the left foot with our hands tucking the toes of the right. We're going to step the left to meet the right and come into a plank. So for our plank, we want to make sure that our wrists, our shoulders are in line. And from here, we're going to come down to the mat in one motion. So as we come down, we're going to keep our elbows close to our ribs. So take a big inhale, and as we exhale, we come down in one motion, elbows close to the ribs. And then our knees, our chest, our stomach, and finally our forehead surrender onto the mat. Inhaling, we're going to come up into Baby Bhujangasana, so our chest, our hands, foreheads come off the mat. Exhale, coming back down, we tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, and we're going to come into a downward facing dog. So we want to make sure the palms of our hands are planted firmly on the ground. And we're lifting our hips up towards the sky, so we keep a bend in our knees if we need to. It's really important to bend the knees so that the spine can fully extend. We want to make sure our ears are in line with our biceps. Gently drawing the shoulders away from the ears. And if you like, you can walk the feet out. So pedaling down the heels. Just noticing where you feel the stretch this morning, noticing where you are holding any tension in your body. Using your breath, inhaling into the tension, inhaling to where it hurts, and exhaling, feeling the tension release. Big toes together at the back of the mat. We'll inhale, taking our right leg up to the sky. Exhale, knee comes through to the chest. Inhaling, extending that right leg all the way up. As high as you can. Exhale, knee comes into the chest. And one last time, taking that leg all the way up. This time as we exhale, we bring the leg all the way through, dropping the left knee, untucking the toe, and we come into our low lunge on the opposite side. Hands are at heart center. Again, we can walk the right knee forward if we need to, making sure that the knee doesn't come past the ankle. Hands are at heart center. Using our breath, so as we inhale, we're inhaling into our stretch, and as we exhale, we're letting the muscles relax. So again, just noticing where you're feeling the stretch this morning. It might feel different today than it did yesterday. Just becoming aware of these subtle differences every time we come to our practice. But not needing to hold on to them. Each day we show up, so we are in that moment. And that can affect our practice in so many different ways. But it's not something to judge ourselves over. It's just becoming aware and noticing and just seeing it for what it is. On the base of our next exhale, we're going to frame the right foot, tucking the toes of the left. We're going to step the left to meet the right, coming into our forward fold. So again, here we want to bend the knees as much as we need to. Surrendering the head forward. Inhaling to look up with a flat back. Exhale, coming back down, we're going to flip our fingers to the front of the mat. We're going to sweep our fingers forward as we drop our hips back. Coming up through Utkatasana, up through our chair pose. Holding here for a breath, and then bringing our hands to heart center as we stand tall in Tadasana. So taking a moment here to reground our feet into the mat. Using our breath to anchor. And then taking a big inhale. This time as we exhale, we're going to drop our hips back, so we're coming back through our Utkatasana, our chair pose. From here, we can drop lower. We're keeping our tailbone tucked, engaging our core, our chest is forward. And on the base of the exhale, we're going to roll forward into our forwards fold. So keeping our knees bent as we need to. Inhaling again to look up with a flat back. Exhale, bringing the hands back down. This time we step the left leg back. We're going to drop the knee, untuck the toe. So we've come into our low lunge pose again. But this time, we're going to take the right arm on the inside of the right leg. So the palm of the hand is next to the foot. Take a big inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to take the left hand up towards the sky. So here your hand can be up at the raised, your gaze can be up at the raised hand or down on the ground. Just noticing how you twist, where you feel a twist this morning. Maybe you need to have a fist, your hand in a fist on the ground for a little bit of extra balance and support. And on the base of that exhale, bring the left hand back down to the mat, reframe the right foot, tap the toes of the left, and we step the right to meet the left in our plank pose. We're going to come back down to the mat, so keeping our elbows close to our ribs as we come down in a fluid motion. Our knees, our chest, our stomach, and finally our forehead. Inhaling, coming up into Baby Bhujangasana, our chest, our hands, and our forehead are off the mat. Exhale, coming back down, tucking the toes, lifting the hips up and back, and we're coming into our downward facing dog. Again, the palms of your hands on the mat. Hips are up towards the sky. You can still pedal out the feet if you need to. Ears are in line with the biceps. Shoulders are gently drawing away from the ears. There is a lot to think about. So just noticing what's present for you here. And then coming back to the breath. We'll bring our big toes together at the back of the mat. This time we'll inhale, taking the left leg up towards the sky. And exhale, knee comes into the chest. Inhaling the left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, knee comes into the chest. And one last time, inhaling. That leg up towards the sky. This time as we exhale, the knee comes all the way through. Feet planted, dropping the back knee, untucking the toe. Low lunge again. On the opposite side. And this time we're taking the left hand on the inside of the left leg. Taking a big inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to twist and open. Taking the right arm up towards the sky. And again, your gaze can be up at that raised hand or down towards the foot. If you can't or don't feel comfortable having your hand flat on the ground here, you can make a fist with your hand for extra support. Again, coming back to your breath, remembering to breathe into the twist. And on the base of that next exhale, bring the right hand down, reframing the left foot, tucking the toes. The right will bring the right to meet the left in a forward fold. Again, keeping the knees bent as you need to. We're going to take our hands to the back of our heels. So grabbing the back of your heels and just surrendering the head forward. Gently bringing the weight onto your toes. Knees are as bent as you need them to be. Just coming into this full surrender. And then gently letting go of the heels, inhaling to look forward with a flat back, so straightening the legs, lifting the hands off of the ground. Exhale, coming back down. We flip our hands around, palms are facing the front of our mat. We'll bring our fingertips forward, coming up through Utkatasana again, so our hips come back, our arms come up. Exhale, hands come down. To our heart center as we stand tall in Tadasana. And so from here you can repeat that sequence again, going through your sun salutations maybe 2 more times. If you do a sequence, make sure you do the left side and the right side. You can rewind this video and rewatch it again if you need to, or if you want to, or there are longer sequences available. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you soon.